Hello, greetings. I found this hadith where in Sahih Bukhari where Prophet Muhammad's name is given as Ibn Abi Kabsha. Kabsha. This is when Abu Sufyan and all they were called to question who. So Heraclius, the ruler of Byzantine, asked Abu Sufyan who was the closest to Prophet Muhammad? Abu Sufyan said he was the closest relative. I guess he was there at that time. So here, this is the hadith, Sahih Bukhari, sahih-bukhari.com, and you will find it in sunnah.com. So, the name of Muhammad, here it is. I told my companions that the question of Ibn Abi Kabsha, the Prophet Muhammad, in brackets, has become so prominent that even the king of Bani al-Asfar, Byzantine, is afraid of him. Then I started to become sure that he, the Prophet, would be the conqueror in the near future till I embraced Islam, i.e., Allah guided me to it. The sub-narrator adds, Ibn an-Natur was the governor of Ilya, Jerusalem, and Heraclius was the head of the Christians of Sham. Ibn an-Natur narrates that once while Heraclius was visiting Ilya, Jerusalem, he got up in the morning with a sad mood. Some of his priests asked him why he was in that mood. Heraclius was a foreteller and an astrologer. He replied, "At night when I looked at the stars, I saw that the leader of those who practice circumcision had appeared, become the conqueror," in brackets. Who are they who practice circumcision? The people replied, "Except the Jews, nobody practices circumcision." Meaning now this Muhammad has come, Ibn Abi Kabsha. So this, I had to first go through Christian prints and all, then I start to check the hadiths they have given. You can do the same about the name of Muhammad. Volume 1, it's in Volume 1, Book 1, number 6, narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. Okay, so what happens is, I go here because this is the site I used to look up reading, then I was guided, books by Samawi, Tejani, and then what you do is you click here on the book of the Revelations, first one. See, on Revelations. Sorry, I have to, if you can't see this, okay, so you click here and you get all the hadiths on Revelations. Very easy. Friday prayers, and this is the one I did my research on, the Sahih. So I'm used to this, that's why, not from sunnah.com, but this one, sahih-bukhari.com. Sahih-. So here, back to this, right? I have to check these hadiths for my own references, my own research. So this is it, Heraclius, Abu Sufyan and Heraclius. narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. Get it? Abu Sufyan bin Harb informed me that Heraclius had sent a messenger to him while he had been accompanying a caravan from Quraysh. They were merchants doing business in Sham, because Heraclius was sent a letter by this prophet, claims to be a prophet. So Heraclius started to question Abu Sufyan. So there's good things about this prophet. Yes, good, this, that. But even Heraclius became afraid of him. The letter sent. See, Heraclius then asked for the letter addressed by Allah's apostle, which was delivered by Diya to the governor of Basra, who forwarded it to Heraclius to read. The contents of the letter were as follows: In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. This letter is from Muhammad, the slave of Allah, and his apostle, to Heraclius, the ruler of Byzantine. Peace be upon him, who follows the right path. Furthermore, I invite you to Islam. If you become a Muslim, you will be safe. Meaning, from the fire of hell, hereafter what? Punishment of the hereafter. And Allah will double your reward. And if you reject, this is like bribery, and if you reject this invitation of Islam, you will be committing a sin by misguiding your Arician peasants, meaning peasants. And I recite to you Allah's statement, O people of the scripture, come to a word common to you and us, that we worship none but Allah, and that we associate nothing in worship with Him, and that none of us shall take others as lords besides Allah. This is very important. Then if they turn away, say, bear witness that we are Muslims, those who have surrendered to Allah. Surah 3 of the Quran, verse 64. Abu Sufyan then added, when Heraclius had finished his speech, so, this none besides Allah, take no other lords besides Allah. This is also very important. I want to show you. And remember this. What is his real name? See, I told the companions that the question of Ibn Abi Kabsha, the Prophet Muhammad, has become so prominent that even the king of Bani al-Asfar, Byzantine, is afraid of him. But here now you take no lords besides Allah. Shall take others, none of us. Okay, so this is written in chapter 3 of the Quran, verse 64. So I will show you something. This is why we got confused. Many other hadiths like this, even in our Shia narrations and sources given to us by our imams. So when we used to read this verse, right, take not. Okay, here is from Surah Tawbah, verse 31. It's there are mistranslations, because of course the translators of the Quran could not understand. So but word to word, they have taken their scholars and monks as lords besides Allah. And also the Messiah, the son of Mary. See, so you can take the Messiah, son of Mary, as a lord, but not the scholars and monks as lords in this verse. They take their rabbis and their monks for their lords apart from Allah. So then they decided to put a comma here. And also the Messiah, comma. This means son of Mary. This means that we didn't get it right. Surah 9, Ayat 31 in the Quran. This means that you can take as Lord, see, word by word. They have taken their rabbis and their monks as lords, arbaban, mean besides, see, besides Allah, besides whom? Allah. And the Messiah, Ibn Maryama. This is what's important here. You see, but this translator put it because, of course, he thought, he's jumped to the assumption, no way, because there's another ayat now, which I just read from the hadith, right? In Surah 3, that you should not take anyone as your lords besides Allah. And Muhammad is the slave of Allah, but that particular verse, that we're not supposed to take anyone other than Allah or besides Allah as our lords. But they have taken to themselves as lords, apart from Allah, their doctors and their monks and Al-Masih. Actually, it should be put like this in the Quran verse, son of Maryama. The rest is not, except one, so nothing, no. It doesn't correct itself about the rest. I can read the full ayat, but you can also read it. Surah Tawbah verse 31. So you can go there, you can check online, check on Google search. If you have the Quran at home, you can check that. Your Quran in the Quran. Oh my God. So you see, this translator of the Quran has, this is the way it should be. But the Quran doesn't say that. And when I was reading when I had that Quran at home, the translation was like this, the other one, the one previous one. They have taken their scholars and monks as lords besides Allah, and also the Messiah. So they try to and also the Messiah, meaning this is bad. I mean, if you don't put commas there, then this thing changes. You see? So they've tried to put commas, and if this translation in Arabic, I don't know whether it should have commas or not, but it clearly, for me here, not knowing Arabic properly, how in written form, how you should take it, they have taken, see, it should have been, they have taken their rabbis and their monks, and they have taken their rabbis, their monks, and Masih ibn Maryam as their Lord, as lords, besides Allah. But no, it's not put like this in the Quran. Ayat here, 31, verse 31. Allah and the Messiah wal Masiha ibn Maryam, son of Maryam. This means that you can take, if you don't put these commas here, but here the translation again is wrong. See, Dr. Ghali tried to correct it. They have taken to themselves as lords apart from Allah, their doctors and their monks, and Al-Masih, the son of Maryam. And in no way were they commanded to worship anyone except one God. There is no God except He. All extolment be to Him. He is above whatever they associate with Him. But the word-to-word translation, like proper, or Allah, and so this is proper translation of that ayat. They by Tahim al-Quran Abul Ala Maududi. They take the rabbis and the monks for their lords apart from Allah, and also the Messiah, son of Mary. So there has to be, they put a comma here because they've assumed that Messiah should not be taken as Lord because of another ayat and so many others, ayats in the Quran. So they try to correct this ayat, and this ayat is not put properly by God, Allah. In Surah Tawbah, it's verse 31. Sahih International, they have taken their scholars and monks as lords besides Allah, comma, and also the Messiah, the son of Mary, and they were not commanded except to worship one God. There is no deity except Him. Exalted is He above whatever they associate with Him. Okay, so I've said the whole verse, but what is important is this part. Al-Masih ibn Maryam is not put where the scholars and the monks are mentioned in this verse, but after, besides Allah and this Masih, means you shouldn't you take it to mean that you can take Al-Masih ibn Maryam as Lord, right? Then we go back. So Sunni sources but here in the Sunni source it clearly says, and it even has the reference to this, the letter has the reference to this ayat in the Quran, which is given there in the book of Revelation, Sahih International. Sahih, what am I saying? Sahih International. Sahih Bukhari. Oh goodness. Okay, back here. And where is it? Just looking, searching. Here. O people, no, wait a minute. And I recite to you Allah's statement. So this letter consists of the verse from the Quran. O people of the scripture, come to a word common to you and us, that we worship none but Allah, and that we associate nothing in worship with Him, except that we should add, obey Allah and obey Allah's messenger. There are many ayats like that. And then I will also come to an ayat where Muhammad is to be worshipped equal with God. There's an ayat in the Quran, I haven't yet gotten to that, right? But I will show you how. As Rob Christian pointed out in one of his videos about this, worshipping Muhammad, he's equal, on equal footings with Allah. And I will check that properly, sit down, contemplate, check, and then I will come back on that, right? But for now, this, O people of the scriptures, okay, and that we worship none, let's come to a common word to you and us, that we worship none but Allah. Sorry, I had to put my own words here. And that we associate nothing in worship with Him. What? Yes, nothing in worship with Him, and that none of us shall take others as lords besides Allah. Then, if they turn away, say, bear witness. Okay. Surah 3 of the Quran, Ayat 64. Saying this right. Surah 3, Ayat 64. What? And that none of us shall take others as lords besides Allah. And that none of us shall take others, sorry, this was a message. None of us should, and that none of us shall take others as lords besides Allah. So, Surah Tawbah, Ayat 31 doesn't say that. Not really. We can take Masih, but there's a mistranslation of it by the translators of the Quran. And so, who is this Ibn Abi Kabsha? So we were turned out of the court. I told my companions that the question of Ibn Abi Kabsha, the Prophet Muhammad, has become so prominent that the Prophet Muhammad, I told my companions that the question of Ibn Abi Kabsha, this is Abu Sufyan saying, right? Or someone else, but Ibn, so it's so confusing here, I'll have to, no, but this, please look, Sunnis, check the real true name, Ibn Abi Kabsha. Ibn Abi Kabsha, meaning son of Abi Kabsha. Son of Abi Kabsha, meaning his father is not Abdullah, or Abdullah was the title, Abi Kabsha, of the father Ibn Abi Kabsha. So I have to take these Sunni sources very seriously now, since I realize that I have to see the other side also and listen and do research now. And I will be again going through the videos like I did for some years now on YouTube here, and then about Prophet Muhammad by ex-Muslims and all. Then I'll do my own checking. Then now this has started. So I didn't have the heart really to go back to these sources, and even sometimes the Quran. It's very, very painful for me. Certain in my condition also, so I have to see that I don't get too emotional and hurt. So, and for my health, I take care of myself. But no, there's no taking care. Time is running out on me. So I have to in pain or whatever, disgusted, have to check these hadiths again and see. I think definitely the foreigners, Westerners are right when they say that it wasn't long time ago. I was told, they used to say that, and I even read that it's not in good taste for Muhammad to be marrying so many widows and all this, and saying, that he's helping them. So, but our ulamas, our Shias even would say that no, the Westerners want to malign the Prophet, and they don't understand, or they don't understand Prophet Muhammad, because since, in the Christianity, Jesus Christ didn't get married and all this, or something else, some other reasons they give, that they have misunderstood the Prophet. But we at least have a limit, or but the Prophet, exception to Prophet, because he was the leader then, and he had to marry these poor, shrieking, screaming, grieved captives, widows of those he had killed. His soldiers had he killed. But he killed. But he never hardly went in war and fought himself. Always sending Ali, we were told, Shias, front line. When love's a battle, I'll be on the front line. Tom Kimmel's song. So what a love, huh? Ali and Muhammad, and Muhammad and Ali. Now what was it that I was going to, the point I was going to finish here is that he killed these widows. So, there are exceptions for Muslims too. Not only Rasulullah, in the Quran, you are forbidden to marry married women except for those your right hands possess. This is not, sorry, I forgot to mention this, that it's not only for Rasulullah, but it's also for the Muslims, this ayat in Surah Nisa. I keep forgetting the ayat number, 23 or something. So in Surah Nisa, except for those whom your right hands possess, or the captives in war. So, and that you see that they are Muslims and chaste. What is the criteria here? Just let me check again, please. Here it is. Verse 24 of Surah Nisa. And also prohibited to you are all married women, except those your right hands possess. This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these, provided that you seek them in marriage. So many brackets. Provided that you seek them in marriage, with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not unlawful sexual intercourse. Hooray, Muhammad is so, subhanallah. Not unlawful sexual intercourse. So for whatever you enjoy of marriage, this is really like the topic, it's like, very good cream. It's like plastered wall, but the wall is inside, it's all hollow, kokla. You know what I mean? Putting this part, right? Honest wedlock, not debauchery, and those of whom you seek content by marrying them, give unto them the portions as a duty, and there is no sin for you in what you do by mutual agreement after mutual agreement. After the duty hath been done. Lo, Allah is ever-knowing wise. Let me see just another translation. Yusuf Ali. Except for these, all others are lawful, provided you seek them in marriage. Wait a minute. Also prohibited are women, Yusuf Ali, translation. Also prohibited are women already married, except those whom your right hands possess. Semicolon. Thus hath Allah ordained prohibitions against you. Semicolon. Colon. Possess, colon. Thus hath Allah ordained prohibitions against you. Please check for yourself now. I'm making these mistakes, instead of colon. Except for these, all others are lawful. I will need Dr. David Wood to explain to me. Except for these, all others are lawful, provided you seek them in marriage. Except those whom your right hands possess. Thus hath Allah ordained prohibitions. Oh my God. This is like some, Shakespeare. This is worse. This is like, classic. This Quran Arabic. I'm really gone case for now. So I'll take a break. I wish I could. No, this is my jihad. Akbar. Finding the answer. Okay, I think I'll take a break and continue. No, I can't go on.